Hey ladies, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about one question that I believe is the one question that you need to activate audacity and begin to step into boldness and bet on yourself. This video is specifically for women who know they are made for more. Okay, so the reason why I want you guys to start asking yourself this one question is that I want you to begin asking yourself questions to get into the habit of asking yourself questions that is going to empower you, motivate you, versus disempower you and dismotivate you and unmotivate you. And so the question is, what is the best that can happen? So I know that oftentimes we think about what is the worst that can happen, right? When we have goals, we have dreams, we have visions, we have desires. A lot of times, the one question that stops us dead in our tracks is the question of, oh my gosh, what's the worst that can happen, right? I can fail, I can do all of this. And that is literally the one question that talks you out of even taking action, from that talks you out of even stepping into the woman that you are made to be. Okay, when you ask yourself, what is the best that can happen? This question has helped me literally go from being shy, go from being unseen, to step on here, to create a podcast, to create a YouTube channel, to attract opportunities like speaking engagements, sponsorship, clients, right? This one question can transform. So when you begin asking yourself this question, what is going to happen is that you are going to start imagining amazing things. So let's say, for example, what if you know that you are made for more and you know that you want to be a business owner because you have this dream business in your mind that you know is about, that can either transform people's lives, or you're just so excited because you just really want to be an entrepreneur. You want to own your time. You want to control how much you make, right? And so when you ask yourself, what is the best that can happen? You begin to imagine certain things. So I wrote it down. You begin to imagine, I make more money. You start to imagine, oh, all my products, my services are selling. You start to imagine the time that you get back to focus on your family, or just to have a life, right? You start maybe thinking about the vacations that you can take. You start maybe thinking about how proud your partner or your family is going to be of you, right? You start thinking about all the opportunities that can come your way when you fully step into being an entrepreneur or business owner. So what happens when, as I'm even saying these things, like, you can actually probably feel yourself imagining this if you have this desire. And so what happens when you begin to imagine things like that? So there's feelings of excitement, there's feelings of hope, there's feelings of possibility, there's feelings of anticipation, because you're allowing yourself to sit in that imagination, like, what if this happened? Oh my gosh, what if I made more money than I'm making in my business? What if I stop struggling? What if what if I'm happy doing work that I love? What if I can spend more time with my kids? What if I get to transform my family's life? Like, those thoughts, that imagination brings people, it brings you a happy feeling, a feeling of excitement, versus the question, what is the worst that can happen? We start thinking about, what if I fail? What if I get embarrassed? What if I lose all of my money? What if I disappoint my partner, my boyfriend, my spouse, my husband? What if I disappoint my family? What if, you think of all the things that can go wrong. But what does that do? That instills feelings of doubt, instills feelings of fear, creates hesitation, okay? It creates hopelessness, anxiety. So when you have that imagination being the dominant imagination, then of course you're not going to bet on yourself. Of course you're not going to step into audacity, step into confidence, and take bold action. Because that fear, that hesitation, all that imagination in itself is paralyzing. And so, what I want you to do, as you are an empowered woman, you know that you are made for more. What empowered women do, women who know they are made for more and actually take action, they decide to focus on the vision, the imagination that serves them best, right? Because they know that focusing on the imagination of the possibilities, the great possibilities, the opportunities, the things that can come their way. Again, we're speaking as if you want to be a business owner. They know that's going to create momentum. That's going to create that anticipation to take action. And that allows them to stay motivated in the process. It allows them to create being a self-starter, leading themselves, because that's what you have to do. When you know you are made for more, you can no longer afford to focus on the vision, the imagination that is not serving you. It is no longer serving you. If you've been thinking about the worst that can happen, it is no longer serving you. It's holding you back. It's keeping you from becoming the woman that you are made to be, becoming the business owner, from becoming the mom, becoming the career woman, whatever it is that you want to do, the speaker, the model, the actress, like whatever it is that you want to do, it requires an imagination that serves them the best. Any actress that you admire, any entrepreneur that you admire, any influencer, any woman who is in visibility, any person that you truly admire, the reason why you admire them is because they've shown you like possibilities through them. They've shown you them living through their imagination. You have to imagine things first for it to take place. What imagination are you allowing to serve you the most? Which one are you allowing to dictate your current actions? Which one are you allowing to guide you? Which one are you allowing to guide you? If you are allowing the what if I fail? What if I get embarrassed? What if I get judged? What if I disappoint? Then it's time for that to change, because you are made for more and you can no longer afford to live in that imagination. And so I also want to ask you this question, because even though it is so important to focus on the vision, focus on the imagination that's going to serve you the best, I want you to begin asking yourself this question: do you even trust yourself? Because even if you begin to develop the imagination of the best case scenario, that's one factor, right? We have imagination. And then from imagination, then it becomes a belief system. And so, do you trust yourself? Can you trust yourself to bring that imagination to life? Because we can all have a great imagination that is serving us. A lot of people daydream all day. We are dreamers. We want more. We dream about things all day. We imagine all day, right? But if you haven't made movement, it could be because maybe you just don't trust yourself fully to see it through. So self-trust is what's going to separate the dreamer from sitting in that imagination, that best case scenario, because that's where the excitement lives. But if we don't trust ourselves enough to actually take us from being in a dream state to bringing into realization, to manifestation, to actualization, then we're going to stay in that dream state. We're going to stay stuck in imagination. But no, self-trust. So this is where that confidence foundation is. Confidence, the root word of confidence is to trust. And so, can you trust yourself? One of my main beliefs is that I have everything within me to become the person that I want to be, do the things that I want to do, and have everything that I want to have. That is self trust, is knowing that I have everything within me. And so I want to transfer that belief to you, that you have everything within you to become who you want to be, do what you want to do, and have what you want to have. And so if you can truly internalize that belief, then you can muster up the courage. You can muster up the self trust, because that is where it's going to take you from belief to actualization, from belief to you actually experiencing the thing that you truly desire to have. So, can you trust yourself to see it through? That's a scary belief. I know that it is. It is a scary belief to know that you can come from one circumstance to another circumstance that you truly desire, right? Because we have lives. You've probably experienced failure. You've probably experienced setbacks before. You've probably experienced embarrassment, judgment, hardships. You probably experienced all of these, and you remember it. You know how it feels. And so to go from one place to the next is, even though it's really exciting to get there, sometimes because you have experienced all of the things that probably went wrong in the past, that you think like it's hard to imagine and trust yourself to get there, right? Because it feels far away, but it's not that far away. It's not that far away when you begin to take action. When you begin to take action, you start moving towards it. You move towards it. You have to move. You have to move. That's like if you want to get from one destination, if you want to go from your home to the grocery store, if you just sit in there and imagine the food that you're going to buy, you're just imagining. But if you know that you want to get to the destination and get the stuff, you have to get in the driver's seat. You have to trust that you are going to get yourself there safely, and you trust that you are going to get to that destination. That is the same thing with your desires, with your vision. It is simply holding on to that imagination, trusting yourself enough to just move and to bring it into actualization, because it's possible. And so if you see it, it's available to you. It is available to you. It is available to you. I want to say that again. It is available to you. You are a woman who is made for more. You can feel it. You can feel it inside of you. Oftentimes when you know that you're made for more, you feel that restlessness inside. And I want you to just think, what if you just did it? What if you just did it? Right? What is the best that can happen? What is the best that can happen? And begin to train yourself to really think about best case scenarios, because that is what's going to get you further than if I fail, what if I, like, that's going to stop you in your tracks. We don't have time for that, okay? Like, you don't have time for that whatsoever. That's something, there's always going to be two opposing sides. But as confident woman, as empowered woman that you are, you want to choose the side that serves you best. Choose the mindset, choose the vision, choose the things that's going to serve you best to get to the destination that you are made to go to. You're made to go to it, because if you wasn't, you wouldn't have the vision. You wouldn't see it, you wouldn't desire it if it wasn't for you. And so I want to go ahead and invite you amazing ladies who know that you are made for more. So I have two one-on-one offers that I want to invite you to. So the first one-on-one offer is actually shrinking the amount of weeks. It's going to be a 4-week bold move one-on-one confidence coaching package. What this means for you is that you are going to be taking a bold moves towards your dreams, your desires, your visions. So it like if you want to be a business owner and you're like, okay, I've been sitting on this business for about 2 years. I need to go ahead and just bet on myself. Okay, you want some support, you want accountability, you want someone to light a fire under you, then this is something that I highly recommend that you don't even think twice about, right? We don't have time for that. You just go ahead and let me sign up. Okay, so again, so what this is going to do for you, it is literally going to help you get into that unstoppable woman mindset. When you make bold moves, when you bet on yourself, you unlock potential, you unlock self trust, and now with anything it is that you truly want to desire, want to achieve in your life, you're going to know it's already yours. Imagine being that person. Imagine being the person who can achieve anything that she truly desires to have because you decided to make bold moves that fully transform your self image, that fully transform your belief system and your confidence. So, the second offer that I have for you, it is called Queen's Launch. So, if you, again, if one of your bold moves is that you want to launch yourself, you want to become a queen of impact, this is going to be the program for you. So, this is a 6-week visibility program. Again, it's one on one where you launch yourself, you be seen online, you create your impact, and we also create your pathway to profit from your impact with confidence, clarity, and commitment. Okay, this is for that woman who knows she is made for more. And so, the real value with Queen Launch is that you will be building your purpose driven personal brand that is going to help you become known for the person that you want to become known for, impact people because you know you're made for more and purpose driven, and you get to position yourself for opportunities and income. There's opportunities that I receive by just launching myself online and make an impact, and you've seen it in other women also. And so that is also available to you. This is what we're going to do in Queen's Launch. And so those are my two offers. I'm going to leave all the information in the description box so that you can go ahead and grab your spot. All right, ladies. And so that is it for today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.